Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome.
Ooni of Ife is rumored to have blasted, some elders who were murmuring the entire time because of the latest development in the palace, where they have revealed that, people have, invoked a lot of, spirit against this reconciliation that is supposed to happen between Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi. Yes. And Kabiyesi is said to have summoned Ifa priests, so many of them. Some are going into the grove to go and help Yanifa to get, the last item, and sacrifices are being made. Oni is, in a panic because there is no time against, meaning I think 5 days or thereabout. And so when the elders sat down, they say one started saying that, some of these young people, when you talk to them, they will not hear that. He also had spoken to Olori Naomi when that problem started, that he called Naomi as a daughter and spoke to Olori Naomi, telling Olori Naomi to calm down and not be too upset over what she does not know. That the man was saying, waiting picking when climb for on top of tree go see. No go see. Papa go see him. That he saw all of this and he spoke to Olori Naomi. But that man who was talking, that elder, they said he was talking from a good place, because they said when Naomi first left, they say he was the first person who called. This man was the first person who called Olori Naomi to speak to Olori Naomi to bring her things back immediately. That, this thing that Naomi is saying is too deep. That is deeper than what, she is perceiving it to be. Okay? Now, when this Baba said this, they said that Baba has always been on the side of Olori Naomi. They said some elders, they carried their mouths inside the matter already, and they started talking that if not for the fact that she stubbornly left the palace because of her pride and everything, that there is no way people would have been going through this, that they were feeling for Kabiyesi, for what Kabiyesi is going through, that Kabiyesi is going through so much for Olori Naomi. If she had stayed quietly, if she had not been driven by pride, this wouldn't have happened. That was what these elders were saying. Then Kabiyesi blasted them. That Naomi was not, okay. He said they were saying that if Naomi had not been driven by pride, the gods would never have allowed her to go like that. They would have done something about it. Then they said that was when Kabiyesi blasted them. That Naomi was not left out of the palace by the gods. That Naomi was pushed out of the palace by humans. That all of them, they already know what is going on. But they continue to pretend as if they don't know what is going on. That are they trying to say they don't know what happened to Olori Naomi and how Naomi left this palace? Is that what they are trying to say up till this time? Yeah. That why do they continue to act as if they don't know what has happened to Olori Naomi? Why do they continue to undermine the struggles that lady has gone through? Why? Do they think that there is anything in this world that will stop him from, being with his wife? That all they want is to see Naomi with some other person. All they want is to see that he does not succeed with Olori Naomi, because they know what Naomi prevents, and they know the reason why the gods brought Olori Naomi to him. But he would never, ever allow that happen. That Ooni of Ife shut them up. That if not that, people started begging, that Kabiyesi was ready to throw them out again. At this point, where everyone has shown, respect, where everyone has shown support, it's not that you guys want to come and sit and begin to criticize Naomi again, when everybody's aware of the politics that is going on in that palace. They say Kabiyesi was so angry. Yes, it is true that the Ooni of Ife had held his peace for too long, watching in silence, observing the palace descend into a spiritual confusion. It was never bailed for. But when one of the royal elders rose during a private council section and blamed Queen Naomi for abandoning her duty, for bringing shame upon the throne, the Oni could no longer stay silent. This is what stay silent. This is what we are hearing. They say he rose slowly from his, carved throne. The chamber grew silent. Even the flickering lamps seemed to stop moving. And in a voice that was sharp, clear, and vibrating with pain, he said, "Shut up. You will never speak of my wife like that again, not while I am alive, not when the truth is clear." Okay? The elder tried to murmur an apology, but the Oni raised his hand again. And this time his word pierced the very foundation of the palace. She did not abandon this place. Okay? She did not abandon this place. She was pushed out. She did not dishonor this throne. The throne dishonored itself when it allowed envy and manipulation to rule over the truth. They said that was what the Ooni of Ife said.
Don't you dare sit here and act blind to what has been happening in this palace. You all saw it. The jealousy, the backbiting, the charm setting, the spiritual confrontation. You saw the way they gang up on her. You saw the lies. You heard the whisper. You saw how she was spiritually attacked over and over, and none of you raised a hand to protect her, including me. He turned to face the central Ifa diviner seated nearby. Now you want to speak of consequences? You want to ask why the palace is in unrest? Why strange spirits walk where ancestral peace once lived? Let me tell you, because Naomi left. And when she left, she carried the spirit of peace with her. They say someone whispered, Kabiesi, the wives, okay? But before the, sentence finished, they only fired back. The wives have invoked madness. They went to awaken spirit that should never have been touched. They have called on forces that are now beyond our control. They did this not out of love for me, but out of fear that Queen Naomi's return will expose everything. And you sit here, you said, because I am king, I cannot divorce. Do you think I do not know the politics you are playing? You're playing politics with people's life, playing politics with people's destiny. You will suffer this. I will go through this, but you see, my wife is going to return back to me. No matter what you do, no matter, how much you try to manipulate the situation. I know each and every one of you. I know the things that you have been doing. I know how much you don't want her back here. I know you, especially you who is talking now. How is it Queen Naomi's fault that all of this has happened? Why do you like to call her name all the time, even when you know the truth? They say Kabiesi was mad. Kabiesi was mad. The elders were just begging and begging and begging and begging. I'm going to bring you more updates. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.